Hello everyone, it's Melody here. I have a layout today titled Meant to Be, and this is a photo of Ernest and I before we actually pretty soon into our dating, about 10 years ago. I am using my Studio Calico December kit to make this page. This paper was from the kit as well as the white cardstock that I'm going to use for the base of the layout. This paper was a basic gray paper and I really like the teals in it. It could definitely be used for a Christmas layout, but I just like the way the teal is kind of a pop of color. I wanted to map my photo in this same bright white of the base of the cardstock, so I'm just cutting a piece out of the back behind where this pattern paper is going to be. And I didn't quite make the white square big enough, so I'm just trimming my photo down to be able to fit on that mat. And then I'm going to have to trim the mat up because it's not cut into an actual rectangle. I like to do this to be able to make the best of my supplies, make the most of them, as well as to ensure that it matches. I have a ton of different types of white cardstock in my stash, as I'm sure most of us do, but this is a way I can just make sure that it's the exact same white. There's no problem with it at all, and since I'm taking it right out of the back that's going to be covered up, you're not even going to notice. I will reinforce the back with a little bit of washi tape later just to ensure stability. I also have this Cosmo Cricut 6x6 mini deck in the Baby Jane collection. It had a lot of the teals in there. It also had a lot of cream-based colors, so I went with just a couple of the pages in the back, which are more solid instead of patterned. I'm going to fiddle with this doily for a little bit. I really want to use it because it's a nice white against the teal, especially since my base is white, but it just seemed to be funny around my photo. It seemed like a hat almost on top of the photo, so I'm going to move it around a couple different places before I'm satisfied with it. When I was trying to pick out the colors for this layout, I chose the white and the teal, and I wanted another color, but I didn't want to add too much color to it because it would distract from the clean, simple lines of the white and the teal. So I picked out this gray washi tape as well as some of these journaling cards that I'm adding right now to be able to bring in a color without being a distracting color. Going through my alpha stickers, after I picked out that 3x4 journaling card on the right side that says love every day, I quickly was able to decide to use these red simple stories alpha stickers to kind of tie in the red from that journaling card, as well as be able to make my title noticeable against the bold color of the teal paper. And I used the white to make the two, to break it up just a little bit so it's not all the large red alphas. Whenever I can't decide exactly what to do, I just move on to another section. I've got 3 different embellishment clusters started where the washi tapes are. I have one on the top left of the photo, one on the bottom right of the photo, and then down here in the left corner. I'm cutting up different pieces to use in that bottom left cluster. And then I'm going to use another piece of this doily here on the opposite side of the journaling card. It seemed like it needed a little bit of a balance. It was on the left side of the photo and it was nowhere else on my layout, so I put it on the right side of the journaling card. These sequins did not come in a Studio Calico kit, but they are made by Studio Calico. It was, I think there's like a blue, a silver, and a gold or yellow that came in the set, but I like these silver ones. They're not exactly gray, but they're large and obviously not white. But they're a nice complement to the gray on the layout. That little piece that says love down there in the bottom left corner is actually from a 12 by 12 sheet of let's see if I can find it. It was the Dear Lizzie collection by American Crafts. It was actually, it was the Neapolitan collection. They were small Polaroids on the 12 by 12 sheet, and I just cut them apart. And this Polaroid that said love was actually one of the ones that was on the bottom of the page, so it didn't have the whole Polaroid, it just had part of it. So I've been keeping it just to see if I can make use of it, and it had the colors I needed, which were gray and white, so it was perfect to add to this page. That white die cut there is from the kit, and it's actually, it either has pink or red on the other side, so I just flipped it on the back so I could have the plain white. I went through my entire stash before I started making this layout. I only got the main kit, and I have only gotten the main kit so far with Studio Calico, and whenever you get into, you know, 5 or 6, 7 pages into the kit, you really have to go through your stash to add a couple things. There's just not enough with what you have. So I pulled out these rub-ons. They're both from SEI. This one is the Black Orchid collection that I'm using right now with the black and white words. And one says Memories, and one says Charming, and then the last one says Priceless. I'm just kind of stacking those, and they're going right on the pattern paper, and I did a black one, a white one, and then a black one again. And then I'm going to pull out the other set, which is the Poppy collection, and I'm going to use, there were a couple of the teals that match the kit, that match the layout so far. So I'm going to use it as another layering element down here at the bottom under this cluster. Since it was against the stark white, I had to be careful how much I added, but I had to add enough to not just be, to make it look purposeful. I had to add enough embellishment. But because it was against the stark white, it was very noticeable, so I had to make sure everything was purposeful. Got everything hanging off the edge at this point, but I will trim it off before I'm done. I love to use my Tombow Mono multi-glue to glue down the sequins, especially the larger sequins. They're a lot easier to use. This bottle, however, is not exactly full anymore, so it seems to get clogged up, and I have to kind of shake it down to the bottom quite often. When I got to this point in the layout, I wasn't really sure what else to add, so I just started gluing everything down. And then I would, take another look at it and see if there's anything else I need to add before I'm complete. I didn't want to do too much embellishment, but I wanted to make sure that it was not bare either, especially since I have a lot of white space on the page. These doilies I really like. I actually got them at a local bakery supply shop, and I'll probably continue to get them over and over again, honestly. Alright, I've just trimmed off the edge. Everything is adhered down, and now I'm just going to, I looked at this red piece, I had it off to the side, I started to clean up, and then I realized, you know what, I could probably add a quick border, or just a small piece of border, and I was going to use the postage stamp part to be a little bit larger, but I ended up just trimming a small piece to go at the top and at the bottom, and it just again ties in the red. So I'm just going to adhere these down, and then I'm going to secure the back again, as I mentioned before, since I have that piece cut out, just to give it a little bit of stability. And that is pretty much it. I will have some still shots at the end of this video, and also tomorrow morning there will be a supply list posted on my blog. Please check it out and come back to see more videos. Thanks, bye!